Hello, Ryan here with another episode of NWR Retro, and today I'm going to be looking at another horizontal shooter for the NEOGEO Arcade Archives on Switch, and this game is Last Resort. So in this video, a couple things. First, I'm going to do my very best not to make any Papa Roach references. I got most of those out of my system, last week when the game came out, so I think we're good there. But the other thing about this video, I'm going to do something a little different than I usually do in these videos, and not play the original mode. I'm actually going to play the high score mode, and the high score mode is a mode where you're just given a very basic amount of resources. You have like your a set number of lives, which I think in this one is 3, and you're playing on the average difficulty level, and you just basically see how far you can get before losing all your lives, and then you can maybe post your score on the online leaderboards. So when I talk about getting as far as I can get in Last Resort, it's not very far. This game is ridiculously hard. So we'll kind of see how this goes, but it is a very, very tough game. So here's kind of the breakdown of high score mode. This is in every NeoGeo Arcade Archives, and it is pretty cool. Being able to have like these set parameters and then kind of compare scores on the leaderboards. I really like it. Pretty awesome opening there. Super cool 90s anime mech. So good. Yeah, this opening stage just like reeks of early 90s anime, and I just love it. So right now I'm doing A because I have a decent arsenal here. Feeling pretty good about that. However, this game is pretty brutal because when you die, you go back to a checkpoint, which are typically pretty far apart, and you start back with like your basic pea shooter. So it's a kind of a like Gradius mechanics. Oh boy. So, well, get to see this in action. So now I'm back here with not really any good guns. So I lost those missiles I had, which is a huge bummer. So yeah, that makes this game pretty dang tough. Because with a lot of these Arcade Archives games, like a game like what am I thinking of? I don't know, like your Metal Slug or like Blazing Star or something. You have the games are hard, but you have like infinite continues. So so you can still kind of like force your way through in the same way like you could if you were just like pumping in quarters to an arcade machine. But this one, I should clarify a bit there. the infinite continues part is like it starts you right back where you left off, which makes those easier. Like it's just instantaneous. Like when you lose a life, you start right at the same spot you were. When you continue, you start at the same spot you were, but this one obviously takes you back to checkpoints, so you have to replay sections over and over again. So let's even see if I made it into the rankings. I did not even make it into the rankings here. It's pretty brutal. Like, I mean, shout out to these people who can do this. So I'm going to go, you know, I think I'm just going to give high score mode a try again. Because this would not be a very long video if I just did that first run. So I'm gonna give it another go. Check out this sweet ship here. But in the other Arcade Archives games, when you are playing in high score mode, which is actually the way I've started playing most of these lately. You know, I'll usually go through and maybe finish them on original mode just to kind of like see the whole game, and then I've been kind of going and doing this high score mode just to kind of see if I can get better, get on those leaderboards. So yeah, and you can do that with the fighting games too, which is super interesting. Seeing how high of a score you can get in like Mark of the Wolves or something. It's a cool feature to kind of extend the life of the game, add that like arcade spirit. You know, compete with your friends if you have friends playing the games. But that is also the reason I get a little salty when people call these ports, these arcade archives, when they call them just like ROM dumps or whatever. And they're dismissive of them because there's a lot of cool stuff in here, especially with all the options and everything. So, like this game, Last Resort, is, oh my god, look at that. This is definitely not one of my favorite NEOGEO games, mostly just because it is so hard. I don't love the kind of Gradius checkpointing system. But it's still like I'm still like compelled to play it because of the leaderboards and, you know, trying to beat my high score and all of that. But yeah, I mean, it's super fun just to be able to you know, hang out with your Switch in portable mode and play these games. And it actually makes me like think about and acknowledge score in a way that, oh my god, I haven't really since, I don't know, I'd say like maybe like Geometry Wars on the Xbox 360 was the last time I really thought about like my score in a game. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this game, really hard. I am still not even on the leaderboards, which consist of 16 players as of right now. Huh. That's interesting. I wonder if you have to beat like the hamster score to even like get on the boards. And like only 15 players have actually done that. See, this sort of thing like definitely triggers something in my brain where I'm like, okay, 54, or 52,100. Okay, that's what I gotta do. I need to just keep going until I get that. It definitely can trigger that, I guess, asymmetrical competitive spirit that I get sometimes. So yeah, I am going to continue to work towards that goal, but I think I'm not going to subject you, the viewer, to that, because it's probably eventually going to involve some bad moods and cussing. So yeah, so I'm gonna wrap up this video here, but thank you for tuning in. You can find these videos over on Nintendo World Report's YouTube page. Also, definitely check out NintendoWorldReport.com for tons of great content. As always, they're going to have some great E3 coverage, I'm sure, unless this video goes up after E3, but then you can check that in the archives. Yeah, as for myself, I have a podcast called Nintendo Fun Club Podcast, and you can find the podcast and some of my other videos and writing over at nintendofunclubpodcast.com. And also you can find me on Twitter at BrawnDwarf, BrawnDwarf. So thank you a ton for tuning in, and I will catch you next time. Goodbye.